Wagwan Masses, Dapper here, and welcome back to One Name Sports. Today we're just going to do a quick review of the Champions League and Europa League groups. I will sway a little bit more to the teams that I actually care about. I'm not going to review every single group and the results there, but it was an exciting end to the group this week, so I felt like that's something to talk about. And it's been a while since I did a video. I know I've been doing a podcast. Make sure you follow on that again. It's on all major platforms. A lot of fun doing that. I'm looking to possibly incorporate in video with that again when I'm putting it on YouTube, but we're not there yet. Just go subscribe right now, give it some ratings, share the vibes, WhatsApp, IG, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you share your content, and that it's good content. Not kid friendly. We curse occasionally, but other than that, everything nice. But without further ado, we just gonna go into Champions League. We had some surprises if you haven't been keeping up, but let's get into it. All right, so starting off for Group A, surprise Napoli. Well, if you haven't been keeping up, Napoli won the group. Another small surprise, their win streak ended to Liverpool, who have been struggling domestically. I think this is probably the first game that Napoli hasn't scored all season. They put up a good fight, but Liverpool's class kind of showed. But they did get second in the group, meaning that they'll be facing a group winner moving forward. Third ended up being Ajax after all the jiving that they gave because we kept taking their players. Man U, when I say they, kept taking their players in the summer, saying that, why would a player want to leave Champions League football to end up in the Europa League? They're coming down to the Europa League. And hey, it'd be hilarious if they ended up facing us, but more on that a little bit later in the video. Last place in Group A ended up being Rangers. Scottish teams were finally back in the Champions League, two of them, and one ended up setting the record for worst Champions League group stage ever with a negative 20 goal difference. Kind of embarrassing, but they were just happy to be there, man. So can't be too mad at it. I do like seeing Scotland in there, even if they didn't perform well. But I believe they were Europa League finalists. It's just kind of embarrassing. And I believe one of their players even said that step up in quality is, not something that they expected. So, hopefully they can refix the thing and make that step again. If not, just Jack for Gerrard, I guess. I don't know. Group B was definitely the biggest shock. The team that I thought was going to win the group ended up missing out on European football entirely with Atletico Madrid. Now, Cholo is not in danger of losing his job, but if he was probably one of the most secure jobs in Europe before, they're looking at him sideways now, the Atletico fans, because coming last is inexcusable with the money that they spend and the caliber that they have. Top in the group ended up being, I believe it was Club Brugge. Let me take a look. No, it was Porto. That's Club Brugge ended up coming in second. Just surprising. Actually ended up being two Portuguese teams that won their group, but just Atletico's the big story here. Can't believe that they missed out on even dropping down to the Europa League, and that was where Bayer Leverkusen ended up being. I'm gonna skip Group C. That's exactly how I thought it was gonna play out. I thought Barca was gonna put up a bigger fight, but Europa League is looking hot, and that's where Barca is again. Another team that Man U might face. In that Europa League round of 32. So see how that go. Group D, wow, that was a joy to keep up with during this week. At one point, all the teams, I think, led the group or could win the group. It took some last-second goals to move teams from first to third to out of Europe to back up to second. Just absolute chaos with that. It was just that was what I think knockout competitions or group stage competitions, that's what you hope for. It's just like you have to keep up with both games because you never know what's going to happen. That was tremendous. The Benfica result, as I alluded to before, with Porto winning their group and PSG just cruising against Juventus for the most part. Benfica did what no one expected them to do, and that's kind of eliminate the goal difference and win the group on away goals scored, which was totally unique. I think it was a sixth or seventh layer of deciphering who wins the group, and they were able to do it. So now PSG is going to face a group winner in the knockout stage as well. So we have Liverpool, a former finalist last year, and PSG, a finalist 2 years ago, both entering as the underdog team. Not really, but they're the underdog matchup going into the knockout stage. So that's going to be really, really good. As I mentioned, as I spoke on before, for the Europa League, you have Barca, Ajax, Juve, who ended up coming in third, Sevilla, who loves the Europa League. I'm sure that's where they wanted to be anyway. Sporting and Leverkusen. And they're going to face a couple group winners in the Europa League in Roma. No, I'm sorry, a couple second place team in the Europa League in Roma, PSV, Man U, Monaco. And then you also have the other big shots in Arsenal, Betis, and Sociedad. There's plenty of Spanish teams in that, but I'm gonna save those La Liga is the strongest league in the world jokes for another time. But yeah, I can't. I saw some arguments on IG and on Twitter. Make sure you follow those pages as well. But I saw some arguments like, oh, the Europa League is stronger than the Champions League knockout phases this year. That is not the case. Clearly, the teams that were in the Champions League got knocked down were just not good enough. But in terms of pedigree or history, it looks really good on paper. Really, really good on paper. It should be some fun matchups, some tough matchups. I'm a little afraid for Man U. I don't know how the roll of the dice is going to go. But we've been doing well. Speaking on those results as well, Arsenal, they came through, won their group. Man U definitely can feel hard done, not with the result versus Sociedad this round, but the first matchup, that penalty is still probably the dumbest. And with Lissandro being suspended, like if you look at the 3 yellow cards that he got the one for the penalty, ball kicked off his leg onto his arm while he was turning away. The second one was he got kicked, got upset, went chest to chest with the player. That's a marginal yellow card depending on the temperature of the game. And then the last one, it's just a dumb suspension, but whatever, leave it alone. We move. We're probably going to follow up on the podcast speaking on the Champions League knockout draw. I believe those will be next week. So for my podcast listeners, definitely looking out for that. Me and Hedge will be breaking that down in some of these matchups. But yeah, Europe has definitely been fun to watch, and some of the prospects that we have going forward it's must-see TV, man, must-see TV. So look out for that and look out for more content on that. And I'm going to switch gears now and get into how this NBA has started. So if you listen to our NBA preview episode of the podcast a couple weeks back, you know how we kind of had the East and the West playing out. So we definitely had some surprising early season. And let's make sure we emphasize this early season performances that we've seen with some of these clubs. The Bucks being unbeaten, of course, we know that's not sustainable in the NBA. But the tier that Giannis is on, 8-0, beating everyone in their path, looks like a team on a mission. And I didn't check. So I don't believe Milton has played yet this season. So the prospect of him getting back fully healthy and being in the rotation to a team that's right now 8-0 is absolutely crazy. Just having him as a secondary scorer, a good defender for shooting guards, small forwards. You know what I mean? It's just the Bucks are gonna improve. That's what's crazy. He's an all-star caliber talent. So we'll see how that go. Luka, boy, I think he scored 30 again last night. I think how the team is set up, that's That's probably he's gonna average probably around theirs for the season. I don't think though he is enough to take this team further than where it has gone. He's gonna get a one or two wins. He's gonna win a round. He's gonna maybe make it to a conference semis or something like that. But I don't think he can make it to the final all by himself. He's good, but he ain't LeBron in that first NBA Finals when he faced the Spurs. Good, he ain't that level, but it is tremendous to see. Is he ahead right now in the MVP ranking? I don't think so. I think he's in that top 5 conversation, but at the end of the day, I kind of align with how the NBA voting works. It's wins. So if he can get close to or up to the best record, I know the Westbrook win a couple years back kind of skewed that, but Westbrook was making history. I think if Giannis continues and they end up with the best record in the NBA, then Giannis is going to win it again. The Joker this year with Jamal Murray back, and I can't remember their power forward. His role, I don't want to say his role changed, but he knows that in order to win and help some of the pieces around him kind of get back into their full groove to semi-all-star level, then he needs to kind of change how he plays. He's going to lean more into the rebounding and defense and the assists, but I don't think he can win MVP this year. Just the numbers are going to just drop off a little bit for that. But yeah, I right now, after a week and a half or two of the NBA, Giannis, Luka, and Morant was up there. Well, let's say Morant. There we go. We're going to do those 3. The guy that should be competing a little bit more. His team right now ain't looking too great, and that's the great Chef Curry. It's a hangover, honestly. They're gonna figure it out. They got too much talent on that team not to. Kerr is one of the best coaches that we have right now. That with the talent, they're gonna figure it out. I don't think this is gonna reflect it. They're not in any danger of not making the playoffs or anything like that, but they need to wake up fast because the speed as some of these teams are moving, like teams like Portland, it's just like no one expected Portland to be top 3 in the West right now. You Warriors, you can't afford that. The way how the rotations work right now, how you want your teams to be healthy, a team with as many vets as the Warriors, they want to rest. They want to chill. You know what I mean? You want to enjoy your prime matchups. You want to have a little bit of a victory parade while also trying to get back to the playoffs. You don't want to be struggling. So they're going to figure it out. I ain't worried about them right now. Staying in the West, the Suns are the regular season champs, man. They're going to do what they do during the regular season. It's just when the vice grips come on and them bright lights and you're facing the same team, night in, night out. We saw it last year. You're facing a elite level, generational talent in Luka, a little bit more fearlessness, and all that regular season wins don't mean nothing. So hopefully they learned their lesson and they could push a little bit further. But right now, regular season, they looking nice. Same with the Cavs. Cavs looking really good. Donovan Mitchell is going to get buckets. That's what that man does. So a lot higher than what Edge predicted in the podcast. But we'll see as the season goes along if they can maintain that, because the Nets are doing the opposite. They're doing the same that the Warriors are doing, just underperforming for the level of talent they have. Ben Simmons is bin trash. That's what he is. Like, he still just denies shooting the ball. I'm not going to speak on Kyrie. I'm not going to speak on Steve Nash getting fired. The whole organization is a mess. But in terms of play, Ben Simmons, like, defense is cool, but the positions that you are as a point guard, if you're not averaging, which is what he used to average around 20 with the facilitating the ball. But bro, just shoot. Like, you put all these videos up in the summer of you putting the rock up, and then come into the season and you just don't want to do it. I don't understand it. Like, I use a football thing that we always talk about. Sometimes it's just tendencies. You ain't got to make the shot, but try to make the shot, and it'll give somebody a pause or a hesitation. Like, Giannis know he can't shoot, but he gonna put the shot up. One or two of them are going in. It's the same with John Morant. Like, Ben Simmons is just a frustrating player, and I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm gonna leave that alone. Moving on from that, a team that's actually underperforming as well, but I feel like that's more injuries than anything is Philly. Hopefully, depending on when players come back, they can still be competitive. They still have Doc. They still have elite level talent over there. So I thought this was going to be the year Embiid gets MVP, but if he ain't healthy, it ain't going to happen. It doesn't matter what kind of tier he's going to go on because, averaging 30 ain't enough. Like, you need to be doing everything, and you need to be able to answer the bell. And I don't know right now. Zion, speaking of being healthy and being able to answer the bell, Zion looks great. He looks fit. He looks, springy. He looks like, defense, everything. He looks like baby LeBron. He needs to get more confidence in his shot, but that'll come eventually. Right now, you got young legs. You can jump over everybody. Use them while you got them. But with 2 or 3 years of that, then comes that next level. The game slows down a la John Morant. You can make that leap where buckets is easy to get, and you can get them in 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different ways. So just glad to see him healthy right now. So I ain't worried about that. And I didn't do much research on Kawhi, but it's kind of interesting that he hasn't been playing like that. I know they've been resting his knee, but that in and out, I don't believe in Paul George. So I don't think, with how strong the West is, I don't know if that's just, sustainable to make. They'll make the playoffs. Let me say that. They'll make the playoffs, but it's another like flex year for them. It's like we in this limbo. They need a healthy Kawhi the whole year, putting up all-star numbers. You need at least 22, 23, 24 up from Kawhi to make that leap in the West right now. And last but not least, my Lakers. Oh, my Knicks look all right. They look like they'll make within the 10 to make the playoffs. Don't see it really going there anywhere, but Brunson looks like a real bargain. But back to my Lakers. It's a wasted year. LeBron, season 20. There's no figuring out that's going to happen. They just look like, I don't think they might. Honestly, a 10th season is a waste for LeBron. So I don't even know if they're going to make the playoffs. Westbrook moving to the bench possibly can do something that helps their rotation, but the West is so strong, stronger than people even anticipated. So I don't know. I see right now, as of today, I have the Lakers fighting with the Rockets, dog. Like that's where they at. You know what I mean? Like trying to put something together. Nobody wants Westbrook, so we're stuck with him. I feel like for a team to take Westbrook, we'd have to pay them draft picks. Like, yo, you want Westbrook in a first? You'll take him, Kings, and give us, something like that. But yeah, it's just a terrible fit. We knew what it was. AD, I don't know if he'll ever get back to the level of that bubble championship. Like, I don't know. Like, it's going to talk about a hangover. That's it right there. I feel kind of bad for LeBron. He's going to, beat the record for most points, and it's going to be, in another, playoff list or not a contending season. But we'll see. We'll monitor it. We'll keep up on the podcast, as you know, if anything exciting happens. I don't really too watch basketball before the playoffs because, they be blowouts and they don't take it seriously. So maybe a Christmas game or something before I get back into that. But again, thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, comment, WhatsApp, Facebook. Just share the vibes. You know how I go already. Follow us on Twitter. We're on IG. And subscribe to us on all your podcast platforms. We're on iHeartRadio. We're on Apple. We're definitely on Spotify. And, of course, Anchor. Thank you again. One Aim Sports. Peace.